man, this is original rap from the start to the end. We're fresh out the pack, so you gotta stay back. We got one Puerto Rican and the rest.
When we put out Soul Clap, we was just like, very happy that, we finally put a record out and stuff like that. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do, but at least we put something out.
So how did things change? Did you get more shows? Did you get bigger shows? Were you going out of state more or at all, or what was happening?
I think everything basically remained the same. We were still doing parties. It got to the point where if we have a party in the Bronx, I would probably end up having us do a party in Brooklyn. We would go to Brooklyn, do the party in Brooklyn, and then we would leave Brooklyn and come back to the Bronx and do whatever party that we had. So we were doing like 2 parties in one night because some people from Brooklyn didn't come to the Bronx. Some people from the Bronx didn't go to Brooklyn. Then we would end up doing parties in Long Island. Then we would end up doing parties in Queens. So we would go to Queens, go there early, do the party, go on about 11 o'clock, 11:30, finish up about 12, 12:30, come back to the Bronx. And by the time we come to the Bronx, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we ready to go on. That's when the party really, really, really starts. So we would end up doing 2 parties in one night so that we're able to get 2 paychecks because, for me to pay myself and 5 guys, that's a lot of money back those days, man.
Right.
And I wanted to make sure that my guys went home with some money in their pocket. I don't want everybody to go home with $50, $60 in their pocket. I said, I want everybody to go home with at least $200 in their pocket, after we done got our weed and everything and jumped in a bunch of cabs and went and had dinner and stuff like that. I wanted to make sure that everybody went home, with some dead presidents in their pocket,
As you should. Now, if I remember correctly, this should also help with the dead presidents. Wasn't Can I Get a Soul Clap in the White Boy Rick movie?
Yes, it was.
So, because I remember when I was watching that movie, I was like, wait a second. How did that even happen? That was one of the most shocking rap placements I've ever heard in a movie. So how did that happen?
Well, they used the record and stuff like that, and we still in the process now of taking care of that and stuff like that.
So it wasn't authorized ahead of time or anything.
No, it wasn't authorized. No, so we in the process of taking care of it, but it's all good. Everything is good.
Okay, because that was just shocking to me. Now, things that I know you were involved with Wild Style, the Fantastic Freaks at the Dixie has so many things I wanted to ask you about. But one of the things, speaking of the routines, is some of the lyrics for Can I Get a Soul Clap were also on that song, Fantastic Freaks at the Dixie. So why did you guys decide that was okay to do from Can I Get a Soul Clap to what was going to be in Wild Style?
Well, we did that because it was so popular, we wanted to make sure that all the important routines that the Fantastic did and all the important routines that all of our fans love, we wanted to make sure that was in the movie so it could be documented in the movie and people around the world can also hear it too that never heard it. And Charlie Ahearn wanted us to say a lot of the stuff that we said and stuff like that, which we really didn't have no problem with, because we want to make sure that, not only people in the United States, but people around the world can also get to hear, Can I Get a Soul Clap and all that other stuff in the movie Wild Style. So that's why we did it,
Okay. And then with Fantastic Freaks at the Dixie as well, Public Enemy sampled that on many different songs. So with Bring the Noise, Louder Than a Bomb, among others. But when you would, what did that mean to you, or how did that affect the group, if at all, when you hear what Public Enemy did to incorporate your work into their material?
Oh, I love it, man. I mean, I love Public Enemy, man. You know what I'm saying? Even to the day, me and Chuck D, we still, we still talk and stuff like that. But I was like very honored, man, that was done, man. Very honored that was done. You know, very honored.
Yeah, because Bring the Noise, as you know, is one of their biggest songs. So
Yes.
that's pretty impressive. And then it was also used, if I remember correctly, too, on the Deuce on HBO. Um, did you guys do that properly, or is it the White Boy Rick situation? Same thing.
Oh yeah, everything was done properly. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Charlie Ahearn took care of everything. It was cool. Yeah.
Okay. So when I spoke to Charlie Ahearn, also he had explained to me, which I didn't know or didn't understand uh, beforehand, that you had done what he called scratch mixing for Wild Style. So what did uh, throughout the movie, or how you did music stuff beyond actually being on screen? So what was that?
Yeah, like the whole soundtrack. I mean the whole entire soundtrack. My hands are all over the whole soundtrack. Being the first DJ to score a movie, man. I mean, come on. That's like wow. And just thanks to Charlie, thanks to Fat Five Freddy, Chris Stein, and Blondie and stuff like that for even considering me, you know, to score the movie and stuff like that. Just doing the scratch mixing and stuff like that. The subway theme and Down by Law and all that stuff, and then you got today, Nas used it. So many people have used it, and it's timeless, man. And I got to commend Charlie because there was a lot of stuff that we wanted to use in Wild Style, but Charlie Ahearn was like, I think it's better if we don't use any of the songs that you guys were using because we would have to pay people. It's best for us to do our own soundtrack. I really didn't agree with him when he did it, but I said maybe he sees something that I don't see. I kept an open mind. And looking back on it, and now here we are today, it was very smart for him to do that. Very smart. Very smart.
Yeah,
It definitely worked out.
because like you said, Nas used it at the beginning of Illmatic. So I mean,
Yeah. It's like wow, like it's crazy.
yeah, and Down by Law's been used hundreds of times probably.
Yeah, it's been used. It's been used enough times where we still getting some checks.
Yes. So what made you have the insight, foresight, and belief in Charlie at the time to be like, wait a minute, we're the music guys, you're the film guy. Let us focus on the music. How did that work out and not your ego not overtake you at the time?
Well, we became good friends with Charlie. You know, he has never said anything or done anything to make us question him from day one when we met Charlie. He has never even gave us the impression that he was trying to get over on us or steal our culture and exploit us in any way. But he told me straight up, basically, I just want to be the one to record all you guys in your element and just show it to the world. You know, and we never felt as if he was trying to get over on us or felt like he was trying to didn't have our best interests at heart. And we spent a lot of time with Charlie and stuff like that. So once we started filming and everything, we just basically we trusted him. We trusted him. We put our trust in him and stuff like that. I mean, it's times that we bump heads, but we always came to some kind of agreement and stuff like that that was comfortable for everybody. But at the end of the day, we trusted him and everything worked out.
Clearly. So how did you notice your guys, you in particular, and you with the group, how did your guys' career trajectory change after Wild Style?
Oh, it definitely changed. when Wild Style came out. Charlie Ahearn and them, they took some of the guys to we were supposed to go to Japan, but they ended up taking Cold Crush to Japan because we just had some stuff that we needed to work out amongst ourselves, fantastic and stuff like that. So we wasn't able to go. But we was still, we was doing more parties downtown. We was traveling a lot of places and stuff like that. So, Wild Style really, really opened up a lot of doors for us, man. Really, really opened up a lot of doors for us. And people got to see who we were and got to see the DNA, hip hop DNA, which is very important even today to hip hop.
Absolutely. And one thing I remember, granted this was years later, but it was with Terminator X with the Style Wild 94. So when you, and that's of course Public Enemy family and Chuck D and stuff. So how did that super bad album from Terminator X, how did you guys get to be involved? What was the process?
It was really cool when we first got approached with it. You know, Terminator X, and he was like, "Look, man," he said, "I have a dream of forming a super group. Fantastic Five and a Cold Crush, Fan Crush, something like that. Where both of you guys are on the track. You know." And we were like, "Hey, let's do it, man. We have no problem with that. Let's do it because we didn't have no ill will feelings towards each other. We didn't want to burn each other's houses down or kill each other's families or like Mike Tyson say, eat our kids, eat each other's kids and stuff like that. We wasn't doing anything like that. So when we did, Fan Crush, Style Wild 94, it was really cool to do that. It was really, really cool to do that. I had fun. I had a good time. Especially when I heard the track. I was like, wow, this is crazy, you know?
Yeah, and then at that point too, it was on Rush Associated Labels, so that was Def Jam affiliated subsidiary, whatever it would have been technically. But to be more than a decade later, to be able to put out a song and be with Public Enemy, be on a major label, be in this system, how did that shape you, moving forward as a businessman?
Um, like when it comes to hip hop, man, like, hip hop is like you know, it's a new art form to a lot of people, you know. To us, we didn't invent hip hop, we recreated hip hop because hip hop was always here. We just recreated and brought it back in a different form, you know. And every day, man, we're learning more and more about the record business, man. The record industry is a monster, man. It could be a monster, man. And if you don't, if you don't do your homework or if you don't know business, it can eat you up, man. You can do a record with a record company, and then that record will become so hot to the point where everybody's bumping it in their cars. The radio is bumping it. When you go to the party, everybody's bumping it. But when you go see the artist is not making no money. The only money the artist is making is when he come and do his shows. 4 months go by, 5 months go by, 6 months go by. The record sold 1.2 million copies. And the artist didn't even get a check yet. They still doing venues, Harlem World, Ecstasy Garage, it's like, like you guys' records are sold 2-3 million copies. It's all over the radio. Yeah, it's on the radio right now, so it's like, you guys supposed to have a lot of money. You guys supposed to be getting some checks. So that's one of the things that was going on in the hood and stuff like that, and people couldn't understand how, your record is all over the radio and and your record is #1 and everything, but you still living at your mom's house and you still riding the train and still jumping in OJs and stuff like that because we really didn't study the business, you know?
Right.
And this was a lot of stuff that I was looking at back in late 80s and early 90s. I was like, wow, these guys are doing all these records, man. And then, they still doing records, they still doing parties and Harlem World and all these other places. And these guys supposed to be buying houses and stuff like that. You have an album that's $4.99, and then you selling 2-3 million copies. How much money do you think that is? Where's all this money going? You know?
Yeah.
So it just got to the point where it was like, yo, we gotta learn the business, man. We gotta learn the business.